Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Matre Namaha. So, welcome to this class of Devi Mahatmyam. Now we covered until the first chapter in the last class. We started off with the Kavacham, Argalam, Kelakam. Then comes the Ratri Suktam. If you all remember, that's also part of the first chapter. Verses number 70 to 87 is called Ratri Suktam, which will be chanted after Kilakam. And then you start off with the first chapter. Right after Ratri Suktam, you have something called Saptashati Nyasam. Why? Because the Nyasam is for the mantra Saptashati. The Saptashati, all the 13 chapters is one mantra. So that is why we do one Nyasam, saying the all the Rishi and Chandas and everything. And then the Anganyasam, Karanyasam. And then the Dhyana Shlokam for the Saptashati Devata. So Vidyuddhama Samaprabham Mrigapati Skandhastitam. So that is for the Saptashati Devata. And then we proceed to the first chapter. So very successfully, very happily we finished the first chapter in the last class. Now one thing we all need to understand is Saptashati or Devi Mahatmya chanting alone is not sufficient. After so many years of chanting, your tongue just rolls. You just keep on continuing with the words and everything. So we need to pause and reflect. We need to understand at least some details about this text, why this is called a very great text and powerful text, and why do so many jnanis, they also chant and they do so many practices. They do Shata Chandi Homa, Sahasra Chandi Homa, and Chandi. Chandi is a popular devata for Kali Yuga. Chandi, Kalo Chandi Vinayako. So that is why Chandi is a very important, powerful devata, Pradhana devata for Kali Yuga. So we need to, if you get the meanings in your head as you study, as you learn to chant, it will be easy to get the bhavana when you chant, so that your mind is not wandering here and there while your tongue is rolling to finish the sentences. So let us reflect. So today's agenda will be, we will start off with a little bit of looking into the meanings. So keep your text ready for the first chapter. After we finish discussing the meanings, we will request you all to start chanting from Kavacham, starting from Kavacham till the end of first chapter. Whatever you have learned so far, okay? And in a very slow pace, because this video will be later useful for your practice also. So do it very slowly. So first let us look at the meanings of the first chapter. Keep your let us have the first page of the first chapter ready, so that we can know the verses that I'm talking about.
Yeah. And also, when Akhilaji is going to give the meaning is not for entire all the shlokas line by line, one by one, because most meanings are available in many texts. Like, for example, the Gita Press book gives the meaning in Hindi, and there are many texts which actually give a meaning of
Anvaya.
Anvaya
means word by word.
Word by word, just exactly what each verse is saying. But what we wanted to do is, because that is also already available, so there is no point for us to actually give it again, because you could as well read it yourself from any. You can take any book and just read the meaning, whether in any most languages the word by word meaning is available. So that is not difficult because it's easily available. So what we wanted to actually give is the inner meanings of what is not easily available outside. If you go and search or anything, you may not get these meanings. So those are the things we wanted to actually teach you. And also those are the ones which are very important. What is easily available outside is not is important, but more important story is what is not available. So the more secret and more the impactful meaning of this Devi Mahatmyam, which many of the rishis have given, that is not easily just available. For example, and also many times the meaning exactly what the word says, it also have like something like a contextual meaning. For example, in the Vedas, they say apaha means water. When apaha means water, in some context, when they have to give the meaning for water, when apaha word, you cannot say it is water, because then that place you have to substitute with, it could be shraddha va apaha. So that is what Veda says. So the person who is going, they should have learned entire Vedas to properly give the meaning. Then they know this in this context, water, it should not water, but it is shraddha, right? So many, I'm just giving you one example. We have to see what is the context, because I see in many places, sometimes in the even they post it in YouTube, and then everybody will think that, oh, this person is actually giving the correct meaning, because they go one by word, one by one from the Vedas. They will take the meaning of, then when you actually listen to the meanings, each of the words, the meaning they are given, could be correct, but the sum total is wrong. For example, if I say Ramaha, three words, Ramaha, then kills Ravana. So these are three words, right? So when you give the meaning, you can say Ravana, noun, correct, you are given. Ravana, Rama is correct, Ravana is correct, kills is correct. All the three correct meaning. But finally the answer they give is Ravana kills Rama. So the total, all the three individually are correct, but the final answer is totally opposite. So I've been listening to some who give such meanings for Vedas, totally not understanding what the Vedas are, what it means, because they say that I have taken this from Sanskrit dictionary, I put everything, and then this is the meaning I get, and they are so confident. They say, I have got proof. This is what Vedas say, so please believe me, because this is what it says. But we know that it is not correct. So that is why those inner meaning, and also the esoteric, the meaning, and also what the mantras are in those meanings, those are very important, and that will be given by
So
Akhiladina.
the assumption basically is you will read the story. This is a Puranic story, as we all know, right? So make sure you get the story, because we won't be addressing the story part. Puranic story is easily available. That's what Raghuji just mentioned. It's available in many of the, even in the internet. If you browse and if you look for it, you will be able to get the Puranic story. So the overview is, you all know, the king, the Vaishya, and they both are out of their. The king is out of the country. He is in the pretext of hunting. He is getting into the forest, and because he's lost his kingdom in the hands of a very weak king, another king
and
who
and
has
also he has
no bala.
Durbala.
The Durbala king actually wins over his kingdom. That is the main sad part, because if he had won, if he had got
Defeat
defeated in the hands of a very
strong king.
strong king, I think that will be a pride for him. Actually, he won't feel so bad. But then he says feels depressed and dejected, and then he, on the pretext of, even though he knows that hunting is bad, he goes in the pretext of hunting into the forest, and then he just wanders here and there, and then he finds this ashrama of a very peaceful rishi called Sumedhas, and then he stays there. He is welcomed by the rishi, and he stays there. He is given respectfully, they treat him, and he just wanders within the ashrama with not having any focus, proper focus. And he keeps thinking constantly about his kingdom. What happened to his the favorite elephant, what happened to his favorite horses, and what happened to the treasury department. He is so worried that all that wealth that he
He
had acquired
accumulated.
is, I don't know if it is safe now, or so
Somebody has
all
already
this.
taken it.
Yeah, so all this, worries bother him so much,
That
in
is one
spite
vichara,
of.
and another vichara is, should I go into a more inner, like
Yeah,
jnana marga?
So he is in the
He doesn't know which
he's
way
in the
to go.
crossroads whether he should actually fight back, go back to his kingdom, but he has lost it. There is no support. There is not one soul who he can look for support. The other one is whether he is even capable of going into the Rishi's teachings.
Whether he will understand.
Constantly we all feel that this Jnana Marga, this talks Bhagavad Gita, when I go to read that, it has so much jnana. Am I even capable to even take a little bit of that?
Or even understand.
Understand, am I even capable? We have the doubt constantly, right? So similarly, the king had the exact same doubt whether he was even capable. He knows that Sumedhas is a very like a skilled teacher and a very Mahatma. He was a very skilled Rishi. He could have easily found a guru in him and continued with the Jnana Marga, but then he gets this doubt whether he is even capable of doing it. At that time, he finds another person who is equally sad, and he says, okay, who is this looking like me, like another sad person here? So he goes and asks him. He is the merchant Vaishya called Samadhi. This Vaishya has another story. He asked the king, and Vaishya get into this conversation, and the king asked the merchant, what is the reason that you are here? You are supposed to be in the city doing all the business. Why are you here in the ashrama? Then the Vaishya says, I have been driven out of my house. My wives and my children, they were not treating me really well. Although I have accumulated so much wealth for them. I have always done all the hard work, but they drove me out of this place. And still, he never felt any, what do you say, like there was no ill thought against them for the Vaishya. This is why you should remember Samadhi. His name is Samadhi, and he is the one who is asking for moksha at the end. At the 13th chapter, he will be the one who asks Devi for moksha. Initially itself, the character itself, you can see that
the names,
not only the name, he never had any bad thought towards the people who actually drove him out of his house. He was also always keeping a positive attitude, even though what he received was a negative behavior from others.
He was worried that whether his wife and children,
again, the
they
same
will be
kind
cheated
of
by
worries.
somebody else of their wealth, whether they will take care of the proper. He was still worried about them, although they drove him out.
The king was not driven out, but Vaishya was driven out. Literally, he knows the people who were behind all this, but still he has a very nice feeling towards them, with all prema and love towards them. So he is also thinking, why am I constantly thinking of these people? What is making me go back and back to think about my family and my house and my children? So they both approach this Sumedhas Rishi. Finally, they say that there is no way that we can find an answer. Let us go talk to the Rishi and find out. First, they sit in front of the Rishi, do their namaskara. They talk about all the worldly things, general things. And suddenly, the king asks. So this is where the scene is set for the first chapter. And then Rishi talks about Mahamaya and everything. Now, before going too far, I would like you to start from the first verse of the first chapter. So let us start with the Dhyana Shloka. Who is the Devata? So they have a Dhyana Shloka for this first chapter. Who is the Devata? Let us all understand that. Mahakali is the Devata. So the Dhyana Shloka that says, Khadgam Chakra Gadeshu, Chapa Parighan, Chulam, Bhushundim, Shiraha, Shankham Sandadhatim, Karais Trinayanam, Sarvanga Bhushavritam, Neelash Madhyuti, Masya Pada Dashakam, Seve Mahakalikam, Ya Mastaut Swapite Harau, Kamalajo Hantum Madhum Kaitabham. So you see the word Mahakalikam in the third line, all of you. So that Mahakalika is the Devata for the first chapter. That much we know. So all of you, I request you to go to the word by word meaning text, right, which is available Anywhere if you see, you will get the meanings of this. Ah?
This is before.
So
So it will not there be in the Dhyana Shlokam. If you see the Navakshari is Nyasam. If you go to Navakshari Nyasam, the first sloka is the Dhyana Shlokam for the first chapter. So Navakshari Japam. Yeah. It should be there. Yeah.
So in our publication, you should be able to see the Dhyana Shlokam in our publication too, under the Navakshari Japam.
Yeah.
Under the section Navakshari Japam, you should see the Dhyana Shloka. They will have 3 parts in that shloka. The first part refers to Mahakali, the middle part refers to Mahalakshmi, and the third part refers to Mahasaraswati. Now we will not go to Mahalakshmi and Mahasaraswati. We will just stick to the first part, Mahakali. So Khadgam, it will start with Khadgam, Chakra Gadeshu, Chapa Parighan. So the meaning is all, you can get the meaning, word by word meaning in different the other text. But
the mainly the Mahavishnu, this is when Mahavishnu was in Yoga Nidra. I will explain later on like what the Yoga Nidra is, but just understand that there is a Yoga Nidra. For now, you can think this as like a very deep sleep, although it is not exactly deep sleep. It is, you can right now just think about it as sleep, deep sleep. To slay the demons Madhu and Kaitaba, the Devi manifested as Mahakali with Khadgam, which is sword.
Khadgam means sword.
Then Chakram, the disc, like Mahavishnu said, right? That is Chakram. Then Gada is the mace. Then Ishu is the arrow. Chapa is the bow. Parigham is like iron mace. Then Bhushundi is weapon like
it's a weapon,
pistol or gun,
like a pistol or gun. I know
it's like a
those
gun.
days they didn't have it, but it
was similar weapon.
To
they had like a slingshot. They still had similar ways of fighting. So and then Sheras is the head. She has the head, and then Shulam is the trident, the Trishul, and then Shankam is a conch. So that
you have 10 items here, starting from Khadgam till Shankam. You have 10 items. So this is why we understand with the Dhyana Shloka that Mahakali has 10 hands.
So that is what you should
Dasha
remember.
Bhuja. Okay, that is you. Now you can actually imagine her form.
With all
so
this.
The rest of the words there, Sandadhatim, Karais, Trinayanam, all those are description of her. She has 3 eyes, Trinayanam. Sandadhati
Sarvanga Bhusha means she is fully adorned with all the ornaments.
Jewels and everything. So
one thing, Mahakali,
to that Mahakali who was praised by Lord Brahma and who adorns all these, I do my namaskarams. Enama? Sandadhati means holding. Holding all these 10 items starting from Khadgam till Shankam. So the first line and the Shankam in the second line, until that are the weapons she is holding. And that you have to understand that Mahakali is the Devata here. Now comes the Markandeya Uvacha. Right? The first word says Markandeya Uvacha. Now some commentators have noted that this stotram called Devi Mahatmyam was narrated by Markandeya Rishi to another Rishi called Bhasuri. But in Guptavati, so Guptavati is a text written by Bhaskara Raya, our Kulaguru, and Guptavati is the commentary written by Bhaskara Raya. So our meanings, whatever we are going to discuss in class, what Raghuji was mentioning, that deeper meanings and everything.
Because Gupta means secret. So he's giving all the secret meanings. That
going
is
to be are all going to be based on Guptavati. What Bhaskara Raya says. Okay. So that is why it is not very easily understandable or it's available, but it's very difficult to understand his commentary. There have been so many other commentators also who have given. So mainly we are going to take Bhaskara Raya, and here and there we'll see whatever any important comment which has been made by other commentators. We will look into that also. So in Guptavati, so Markandeya Uvacha means Markandeya Rishi talks to another Rishi, narrates the story to another Rishi called Bhasuri. But Bhaskara Raya says, no, this is not to Bhasuri. There is another Rishi called Jaimini Maharishi, who was a Veda Vyasa's disciple, who was very skilled, top-notch Rishi in those days.
Jaimini
was a very highly scholar, big scholar who could understand the Parabrahma Tattva. So Jaimini Maharishi approaches Markandeya Rishi and requests him to narrate the Devi Prabhava called Devi Mahatmyam.
Normally, Jaimini Rishi always was in tapas.
Yeah. He was a very
tapasvi.
Staunch tapasvi. So this basically Bhaskara Raya believes that this was a narration, this was a conversation between Markandeya to Jaimini. So remember, two Maharishis talking to each other. This whole text is not a dialogue between you and me. Some people, some poetry or something like that, made by ordinary humans. This was a conversation between two Maharishis. Brahma Rishis, yeah.
That is why when I said on one of the previous classes, when I was giving the meaning, I said that when the Rishi addresses the Raja, he already says Mahabhaga, which is Bhaga means I explained what we will again explain today, what Bhaga is, but Mahabhaga is somebody who has like a godlike thing, because being a Rishi, they already know in future is that person who has now like he is in deep trouble now is here, but the Rishi already can see that in future he is going to be a Manu. Like Manu means Adhipati for the entire world. He is going to be that king, not just king for this small kingdom, but the entire world. Yeah.
So now the objective of this narration, Markandeya Uvacha means Markandeya says. Now, when the objective of this narration, of this entire storytelling of the Devi Mahatmya is given in the very first of Devi Mahatmya. First verse. Savarnis Surya Tanayo Yo Manu Kathyateshtamaha Nishamaya Tadutpattim Vistarat Gatato Mama. So Vistarat, I will tell you in detail what is going to be told in detail. I'm going to narrate in detail the birth and origin of the 8th Manu. Okay, birth or origin of the 8th Manu called Savarni. 8th Manu was called Savarni, who was also the son of Lord Surya. Surya Tanayaha. Now you hear this.
Savarni Surya Tanayaha means son of Surya. I am going to say his name is Savarni. That is the story in detail. Vistarat Gatato Mama.
So he says Vistarat Gatato Mama. I'm going to narrate in detail. You listen now. Okay. Now this verse, it's a 2-line verse. Few words. How many you can actually...
This meaning you understood, right? But now you are going to get the real meaning.
So now let us see what Bhaskara Raya wants to say about this commentary. Okay. In this commentary, it looks very simple, but there are so many secrets hidden in this verse.
One verse.
Now let us see first, let us understand what Manu means. You're all thinking, okay, 8th Manu. Who is Savarni? What does Manu mean? We need to understand that. What is there any big thing about 8th Manu means what?
Kathyate Ashtamaha. That I'm going to talk about the 8th Manu. He already said.
Ashtamaha,
but we should know what Manu means.
So according to the Vishnu Purana and Bhagavata Purana, one kalpa means 4.2 billion years. Okay, one kalpa has 4.2 billion years. Now each kalpa is divided into 14 Manvantaras. Manvantaras. So this is first you heard about Manu, then kalpa. Now third term is Manvantara. Now Manvantara means Manu plus Antara. Antara means duration between one Manu to the next Manu.
A duration. That's called Antaram.
Antaram. Okay. So Manu plus Antara is Manvantara. So the Manvantara is the time when one Manu starts until
The
end of his
rule.
period, his rule. Now this, when one such Manvantaras, when 14 are together, that becomes one Kalpa. Okay, now you can leave the Kalpa part. Now I want you to understand when 4.2 billion years have been split into, divided by 14.
14 now.
So how big the one Manvantara should be? That is why I told you about the Kalpa. Now each Manvantara has 71 Yuga cycles. So one cycle is all the 4 Yugas together. Okay. So once has 71 Yuga cycle.
So we said one Kalpa has 4.2 billion years. Then one Manvantara, because 14 Manvantaras, right, which is 4.2. So one Manvantara is 0.3 billion years, which is 300 million years. That is one Manvantara, 300 million years. If we live until 300 million years, then we will cross this Vaivasvata Manu and then go to next Manu.
Yeah.
No. I'm just saying how long
I still
it
have
is.
few more
No,
numbers.
I'm just saying how long that,
Yeah.
just for them to understand one Manvantara is so long. Yeah.
So 71 Yuga cycle, okay, and has 306 million and 720,000 years. One Mantara. Manvantara. One Manvantara has 306 million 720,000 years. Now, if you take one solar year, like Sauramana, one solar year,
which is the English calendar, which
right?
is.
So one divine year is called 360 solar years together is called one divine year.
For us, 360 years
so in
is
our,
1 year for Devas.
Yeah, it's 1 year for Devas. One divine year for Deva year.
So 1 year is 1 day for them.
Yeah, exactly. Similar. Yeah, exactly.
So one Manvantara has 852,000 divine years. Okay, that's just to understand how huge that period is. Now each Manvantara, what happens when Manu starts, right, his rule, each Manvantara uniquely they have their own Sapta Rishis. The Sapta Rishis will not be carried to the next Manvantara. They'll have their own unique Sapta Rishis, Devatas, Indra, Manu, Devatas, all the Indradi Devatas, okay, all Brahma and everything. And then Indra and then Manu. And Manu will have his own son and children and everybody. And they will all perish at the end of the cycle, at the end of the Manvantara. Now, Lord Vishnu also takes different avatars in different Manvantara. Okay, his avatara will be, somewhere he'll be Sarvabhauma. You won't, not from the 10 avatars that we all know. He has many more avatars. So he'll have different avatars to protect that created world. Now each Manvantara is ruled by one Manu. Now you can say that he is a progenitor of this mankind, of that Manu. That is why we are called
man also, or Manushya is from that Manu.
Manushya, everything is from that word Manu. Okay, they are all, these words are derived from that Manu. He is the one who creates the mankind for that period. Now we talked about 14 Manvantaras, right? So this 6 Manvantaras, let us look at our position, where we are. Okay, we're talking about so many Manvantaras. Now let us look at our position. We are in the 7th Manvantara. Totally 14 are there. We are in the 7th. 6 have already gone by. We are in the 7th Manvantara called Vaivasvata Manvantara. You would have heard about that in your Sankalpam. Vaivasvata Manvantare, Prathama Pade, and all those, right? So if you want, I can give you the Manu's name, all the 14 names. Swayambhu. You can just
Swayambhu Manu,
Swayambhu Manu,
Swarochisha,
Swarochisha,
Uttama Manu, then Tamasa Manu or Tapasa Manu, Raivata Manu, Chakshurasha Manu, Vaivasvata Manu, Savarni Manu, next Manu, 8th. 9th will be Daksha Savarni Manu. Then the 10th is Brahma Savarni. Then 11th is Dharma Savarni. Then Rudra Savarni. Then Rauchas or Deva Savarni and Indra Savarni. So that will be the.
So starting from the 8th one, Savarni, everybody will have the Savarni. That will be the last name for them. Okay. Yeah. Now this, so basically this whole narration, let us come back to this. I wanted you to understand what that Manu is.
So Shakra, you were saying that the Saptarishis, Devatas, Indra comes for every mantra. How about Brahma, Rudra and all?
Yeah, they will all come.
All the
Devas.
All the devas.
So
Devatas. Manvantara, except that Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, they will Pralaya means Layam. They'll all merge into. They're all absorbed.
No more,
absorbed. But the gunas of the Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra will still remain. The gunas will be there. Sattva, Raja,
they have that potentiality is still there for
but no
future
action.
Creation. Yeah.
No action will be there. Okay. So this narration between the Sumedhas Rishi and the king and Vaishya, it is set in the second Manvantara. Swaro Chishe Manvantare. What is the next line? Fourth verse, it says Swaro Chishentare Purvam Chaitra Vamsha Samudbhavaha. So Suratho Nama Raja Bhut Samaste Kshiti Mandale. Kshiti Mandale means in the entire world there was a king called Suratha who was born in the Vamsha called Chaitra Vamsha. He was born in the Vamsha called Chaitra Vamsha, and in the Swarochisentare Purve, Swarochisha Manvantare, just in the beginning of the Swarochisha Manvantara, in the Chaitra Vamsha, okay, the Swarochisha Manvantara is the second Manvantara of the 14. Okay, so this whole scene of the Sumedhas Rishi talking to the king and the Vaishya is set in the second Manvantara. So at the end of the 13th chapter, Savarni, when the king gets the blessings from Devi, she is blessing him with becoming a Manu for the 8th Manvantara. From the second Manvantara, he is going to become
not for immediate third.
Not immediately. He is going to be the Manu for the 8th Manvantara, called the Savarni Manvantara. So this is from the second Manvantara called Swarochisha.
Second Manvantara.
Suratha Swarochisentare Purve Chaitra Vamsha Samudbhavaha. So the fourth verse gives us the
because the rishis can see what has happened before also. That is why the Rishi, see, although this is the Rishi is telling now in the Vaivasvata Manvantara, but they know they are telling a story about something which happened so many billions of years back. So because that is what the Rishi is, right? A Rishi is a person who can, that is the definition, is they can understand and see the present, past, future all at the same time. So they can see everything. They can see any time. They have no time. Because for us, we can only know or see what is in our lifetime. Or before that, we can say that, so if I have not seen my great-great-great-grandfather, but I know that somebody existed because already some people have said that they existed. So I know that they exist. But the rishis, just by their jnana drishti, can see all of this.
Yeah. So not only he will become the 8th Manu, but he will also be born as Lord Surya's son.
Surya Tanayaha.
Surya Tanayaha, right? He Tadutpattim, what did the first verse say? Savarnihi Surya Tanayo, the one who was born as the son of Lord Surya, that Savarni's story, I am going to narrate in detail.
And
That's
also
what the first,
Vistarat. Vistarat means in
in
detail.
detail, right?
Which Manvantara are they talking? Yeah.
They are
Swarochi.
talking Vaivasva the Manvantara, but the Rishi starts saying this story about what happened before.
Markandeya, when he started talking to Jaimini Maharishi, he says that, listen, I am going to talk to you about that Savarni, who was the son of Lord Surya, who was the eighth Manu,
who is going to be,
who is going to be the eighth Manu, and I'm going to
in the second,
in the second
Manvantara.
Swarochi. So he opens the scene with that line, right? But in the fourth verse, we come to know that this whole scene is set up in the Swarochisha Manvantara, that is the second Manvantara. Now,
it's like flashback, going back.
yeah. So now,
so we are in seventh Manvantara. Which Yuga cycle are we in? Because I'm assuming when you say Yuga cycle, it's Satya and the
Treta Yugam, Dwapara Yugam, Kali Yugam.
So we are in Kali Yuga, but which cycle?
தெரியாது அதை சொல்றேன் அப்புறம் சொல்றேன். Okay, so அதுவே ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இப்ப நம்ம வந்து செப்டம்பர்ல இருக்கோம் 2024ல. Yeah, that's all we know. Yeah, it's so huge. That's what I wanted you to understand. Manu means it's not something ordinary. When he got the blessings from Devi, not even asking for it, he didn't ask Devi for such a huge blessing.
He just
So
wanted
you need to understand the import of that blessing that Devi gave out of compassion. He just asked his kingdom back. He wanted a kingdom with no enemies. That's all he wants. But she gave him the entire Manu. He is the progenitor of the entire mankind, human race for that Manu. Now,
so basically, we are in the seventh Manvantara, and this eighth Manvantara. So
he's still not. No, he's not the Manu yet.
We are still talking about future.
Yeah.
No, Rishi is talking from the past and future, everything they know, right?
Because it's a conversation from
Rishis.
We all know that. They know they talk only the Satyam, right? Now, Bhaskara Raya in Guptavati and many other commentators have explored the meaning of this first verse in detail, and they have found that there are so many Bijaksharas hidden in this first verse. So they have decoded so many mantras and Bijaksharas. You will be so surprised. Like, we can't even imagine, but we are going to look at 3 important Bijakshara, how the Uddharana, the decoding has been done by Bhaskara Raya. So,
and also many other commentators have actually decoded.
Many others have decoded.
In Tantras, it is there. So
it's a very popularly done in those who are scholars, they can understand.
They can decode.
This is why we keep telling you, you have to chant it with proper pronunciation, because you're chanting mantras. Mantras are hidden in the text. We tell you so much about it. So today we thought that we should actually expose you to that. Only then you will actually understand what we are talking about, right? Now, let us look at the first mantra. I'll tell you, when I do the decoding, you will tell me what the Bijakshara is, okay? Take the word Yo Manuhu. Yo Manuhu. Yo means Yaha.
Sanskrit.
Yaha, when in the verse form, when it is
Yaha and Manuhu, Yo Manuhu.
Yo Manuhu. Yaha and Manuhu becomes Yo Manuhu. Now, Manu means
what?
I just explained to you. Manu is what? What should it represent? A number. I'm looking for a number.
What number can Manu represent? How many Manvantaras
will be 14.
14.
So whenever you see Manu means 14.
You have to decode.
That's a decoding.
So the Tantras, like the Mantra Shastra, they will not say like these are all secretly like a coded language. So they will, instead of saying 14, they will not directly reveal the number 14. They will say Manu. Then we have to decipher it and say like Yoda.
So Manu means 14. That you must make a note. Now, Yo Manuhu, Yaha Manuhu means take the 14th letter, alphabet from Yaha.
Yeah.
From Ya.
Ya.
In the Devanagari Aksharas, start from Ya, excluding Ya. What is the 14th letter? Ra, La, Va, Sha, Sha, Sa, Ha, La, Ksha, A, A,
Ksha. Yeah.
E, E,
Including.
excluding
Ya,
Ya.
Ra, La, Va, Sha, Sha, Sa, Ha, La, Ksha,
E. Sorry. Including. I'm
Yeah, you
sorry.
have to include that.
Yeah. You have to include Ya.
Yeah, including it.
Including Ya. Are you all convinced?
Yes.
Okay. Including Ya, the 14th letter is E, the 4th letter, right?
Yeah.
No, Yo Manuhu Kathyate Ashtamaha. He's saying number 8, right?
Ashtama is
8. So take the 8th letter from E. I.
Okay. So you have decoded it. I.
Okay. So you got from E and I is the
You got the letter
now.
I from this.
No.
Yo manuhu katyate stamaha. I.
So now this verse has the word tadutpattim, right? Tat utpattim. So the bindu is taken from this word im. That im sound is taken from the word tadutpattim. So now you get the uddharana of aim.
So that is
Aim is the
secretly this is given.
vagbhava bijam. Aim is a very important.
So yo manuhu katyate stamaha utpattim will give aim.
Okay. So what he is saying is, I am going to narrate you the story of Savarni, who was the son of Lord Surya, and also the Bijakshara I with the word Tadutpatim Aim. So he is saying, Markandeya Rishi is saying, by saying this line, he is saying, I am going to give you the details of the mantra Vagbhava Bija. Okay. It didn't stop here. Don't worry. More and more are coming. Okay. So this is called Vagbhava Bijam. Now the second Uddharanam. Again, here Yo Manuhu, instead of Yaha Manuhu, go to Yaha Ashtamaha. Start from Yaha
And go to the 8th.
Go to the 8th letter. Ha.
Ha.
8th letter is Ya, Ra, La, Va, Sha, Sha, Sa, Ha. Ha is the 8th letter. Now, Surya Tanayaha means Lord of Surya. Now, when Sun, no, Tanayaha means son of Lord,
son of sun.
Sun God,
Son
right?
of the sun god. S-O-N of S-U-N.
Now, who is Sun's son? Who is Lord? Let me call Surya, so that Lord Surya's son. No, wait. No, we have to wait. Wait.
You have to see
So,
what are the properties
what are
of
the
the sun.
properties? Okay, what happens to a son from the father? The property of a father is generally transferred
To his
son. All
right?
of the property is transferred to the son generally.
So
who
you have to
does
understand father's
does-
property to the son.
Who does Lord Surya transfer the property when he sets?
When the sun setting.
To Agni. Agni is the one who is capable of giving light and heat.
Just like the
when
sun.
In the absence of Surya.
So the
right?
property of
All
sun
the
is now
property
transferred to
of
Agni.
Lord Surya is now transferred to Agni.
So Agni becomes the son of Surya. Because
son
just like
of
a son
Surya.
gets the property of the father, it's the same thing.
So what is the purpose of getting this? Agni Bijam is Ra. Right? Ram Agniyatwane Deepam Darshayami. So Ra is Agni Bijam. So we have Ha and Ra. Right? Now, let us come to Savarni. That word Savarni. I am not coming. Bhaskara Raya is coming. He is decoding this way. Okay. Now, Savarna means one with full of colors. Varna means colors. Savarna is one with all colors. Okay.
And
Now-
we all know, just like taking the sun, right? In the school, if you have done an experiment with the 7 colors, if you make it round, you will get the white color, right?
White color, right?
You don't see any of the individual colors of the rainbow colors, but when you make a round, so because the sun is spinning, right? Yeah. So he is called Savarna because he has all the colors.
So Savarna, no, leave Savarni. Savarni king, we are not even talking about
This is
that.
just like a
This is just take
Savarna.
all the group
Varna
of
means
colors.
color.
Somebody,
A colorful person. Yeah.
a colorful person. Now look into the Vedas. Bhaskara Raya quotes the Vedas here. There is a verse called Ajam Yekam Lohita Shukla Krishnam
Bhakvim
Bhakvim
Prajam
Prajam.
Janayantigum Sarupam. It is in the Mahanarayana Upanishad.
Mahanarayana Upanishad says this. Okay, what does this say? Ajam Ekam. So the Mahanarayana Upanishad talks about Mula Prakriti, the Adi Shakti, who is Ajam. Ajam means one who has no birth.
No birth.
No
Ajam.
birth.
And he is only one.
Ekam. She is only
She.
one.
All in feminine. So Aja means feminine. The one who is not born but feminine. Ekam, again feminine. That one. What is that one? Mula Prakriti.
Mula Prakriti. Lohita Shukla
Shukla
Krishnam. She is red. Lohita means red. She is Shukla means white. She is Krishnam means black.
Black.
So what do these represent? Red is Rajogunam. Lohita is Rajogunam. And Shuklam is the Sattvagunam.
Sattvagunam.
Krishnam is the
Krishna is
Tamogunam.
Tamogunam is the black color.
And Bhakvim Prajam. She is the one who creates
Bhakvim,
lot of prajas.
Yeah.
Many, she keeps on
That
creating.
one has created everything. Like
That
all
one is creating. It's going on continuously creating. Now, this verse explains the transformation of Nirguna Brahman, which has no aspects, as Saguna Brahman with the 3 gunas. Sattva, Rajas, Tamo. Clear? All of you are clear, right? So this Mula Prakriti.
Nirguna means no
attributes.
No attribute. Like so, that is a pure Brahman as attributeless Brahman.
Are you all okay with all these meanings, or do you want to learn the chanting only?
No.
Okay. Okay. So this all the 3 gunas are given by her. So the Savarni, the word Savarni becomes son of Suvarna. Savarna, not Suvarna. Savarna. Savarna's son becomes Savarni, just like Dasharatha's son becomes Dasharathi, right? So Savarna's son becomes Savarni, and so the E letter there signifies the filial relationship.
Father, son.
The Dasharatha and Dasharathi, that E sound, that becomes between that shows the relationship
Savarna
of
and Savarna.
parent and the offspring, right? Just because she is the one who has created all of the offsprings, the mankind. So the Savarni is also a creation, an offspring of this Mula Prakriti, who is one. And so he is called Savarna's Putra, called Savarni. So the letter E denotes the relationship, the offspring parent relationship. So taking this E from Savarni, adding with Ha and Ra, and also taking the Bindu, becomes Cream.
So this, what is this cream now? Is the also the Kamakala Bijam.
Maya, Kamakala.
Yeah, not Kamakala. The cream is the Maya Bijam. So it also is the Maya Bijam, and that is the cause for this Mula Prakriti. So, you know, the first line, they have to introduce the 2 active main characters in this whole episode. One is, so both have been introduced. One is the king, Suratha, and also the other one is the Mula Prakriti, Mahamaya.
Yeah. So,
and this is also there in the Saundar Lahari. If you go back to that sloka, Gira Murvim Devim, at the end it says, Turiya Kapitvam Duradhigama Nisima Mihima Mahamaya Vishwam Brahmayasi Parabrahma Magishi. Right?
So Soundarya lady, go back to that class.
Yeah, you can
Okay,
see
and
this.
understand it.
Yeah.
So basically, Maya Bijam Hreem is decoded this way. Okay. Now comes the third one. After this, we'll stop. I'll just give the name of the Bijam. Aim.
Aim Bijam is called Vagbhava Bijam. Aim Bijam.
Vagbhavana Saraswati.
Saraswati. Vak. Saraswati is the
one who can create the Vak.
Sat-
Vagbhava.
Yeah.
One which
The
that
creator of
creates-
any sound is Saraswati. So is Saraswati Bijam also you can say.
So now the third one, again go back to the same Yo Manuhu. Okay. Now Yo Yaha Manuhu. Now the letter Yaha in Sanskrit, how does the series Yara Lava, right? The letter Ya is a variation of E or E. One of the, if you take E or E, when you add it plus A, the first sound A, it becomes Ya. So the vowel E plus A becomes Ya. So Ya can be, it's just a variation of E. Okay, it's called a semi-vowel actually. Okay, so it is due to combinations of these two vowels, you get the vowel, semi-vowel or consonant called Ya.
So that is why in Sanskrit, in any sandhi, when E plus A, it will become Ya. Like Ni plus Ayati will become Nayati. So there is E is gone and A is also gone. A new letter Ya comes because
so
Ya
next,
is.
next class you should get me one word from Devi Mahatmyam which has the sandhi where Ya comes.
E and A will become
one word ending with E, the next word starting with A, when we add them together, Ya should come. That is your homework, okay?
Yeah,
E plus A
should become Ya.
Yeah.
Because Ya, that is why it says Ya is a variation of E. Yeah.
Okay. Now what are they doing for decoding the next mantra? They are replacing Yaha with E.
Because it is the variation of Ya.
First, Vagbhava Bijam, what did they do? They took the 14th letter from Ya. Now, let us take the 14th letter from E. Because Ya is only a variation of E. Right? So, what is, tell me the 14th letter after E. E. After E. Ka. After E, excluding E. Okay. So, it is Ka. Now, let us take the next word, Gadato Mama. Okay. Bhaskara Raya has taken the next two words, Gadato Mama. In Gadat Mama, let us look at Mama. So, Ma is in the series of Pa, Pa, Ba, Bha, Ma. Ma is the fifth letter, right? So, Ma represents 5. Ma represents 10. So, Mama he is taken as 10. Now, in Gadato, Dataha is one word. Dataha is to give.
So you have to take from the
Take
giver.
from
that
the
giver.
The 10th letter from Da. No, don't include. Dha, Na, Pa, Pha, Ba, Bha, Ma, Ya, Ra, La. La is the 10th letter.
So we had first Ka, now take the La.
So first we had Ka from
the 14th
letter from E is Ka. Now we got La, Ka, La. Now add Bindu and E to this and you get Kleem. Kamaraja Bijam. Aim, Hreem,
Vagbhava Bijam,
Kleem.
Maya Bijam, Kamaraja Bijam.
These three are very important bijas. Even when you start the first chapter, what does it say? Om Namah Chandikaye, Om Aim Markandeya Uvacha.
Aim is the bijam for
First chapter, Vagbhava Bijam is the bija. That is why the Devata we say is Vagbhava Bija Adhishtatri Sri Mahakalyai Namaha. She is the Adhidevata. Mahakali is the Adhidevata. Who is the Adhishtatri for Vagbhava Bija? Okay. So now, so we see that 3 important Bijaksharas for Devi Mahatmyam are originating from this verse. There are many more mantras. We can go on and on, but
So
I'll
for
give
example,
you
the
quickly.
Lakshmi Bijam is there. Yeah.
Shreem
Bijam.
Shreem is there.
Kamakala Bijam. Eem is there. Then Kshraum
Shraum.
is the Narasimha Bijam. Narasimha mantra is the Kshraum Bijam. Then Glaum Bijam. You all know what is it? Glaum. Varahi. Varahi Bijam. Glaum. Then there is also Gam Bijam, which is Ganapati. So Varahi is there. Ganapati Bijam is there. Then Haum is called the Prasada Bijam. Then Sauhu is called the Para Bijam. Then we have the Chetani mantra, Tripura Gandha mantra, which is Aim, Eem, Auhu.
So these are all decoded from the
one
first verse.
We are not, so then it will take one day, right? If we have to go, they are actually given how each one is also decoded, but that is too long. But for us, most important is, you see, just one verse, we gave a detailed explanation for just 3, but it has at least another 10 or 15 more Bija mantras. Then you understand that the whole Devi Mahatmya 700 verses is all
So
mantras.
this is why Markandeya Rishi, when he says, Vistarat Gadato Mama, listen, I'm going to tell you all in detail, means what? What is he going to tell? The Mantratmaka Mahatmya. All this Mahatmya of Devi, which is full of mantras in it. And that is how it can satisfy all human needs, all the Purusharthas, when chanted with pure devotion, pure Ucharana, pure pronunciation, and with all the surrendering bhava, right, at her feet. Now, another commentator, Nagesa Bhattar, what he has said is, Janya Janakayor Abheda Bhavat. Janya means one which is produced. Janakayor means a parent. The one who has produced it, there is no difference between them.
Like the son and father.
Father.
Or the mother or
The
daughter.
offspring and the parent, there is no difference.
They are the same.
So, who is the Janani of these mantras? Devi. So, there is no difference between the products, the mantras, or the Devi Mahatmya and the Devi herself.
It's the same.
It's all the same.
The creator and the created are the same. Creation.
So when we chant, when we recite this Devi Mahatmya, we are reciting all the mantras. Okay, that is why initially I told you it needs a lot of discipline. The way there's so much of rules and code of conduct that you need to maintain when you recite this text. Now let's go to. I'm picking important words from different verses in the first chapter. The few here and there, they're all like scattered. I'm just picking important words. Now let's go to the third verse. Mahamayanu bhavena. So Mahamaya here, that is, you need to understand.
Immediately he brings that word Mahamaya.
He brings immediately, what is he going to talk about? Mahamaya. Anubhavena is defined as whatever is sadrishyam and samanam. Sadrishyam means that is uniform everywhere.
Like you give example, right?
There is no like
similar
difference.
Similar to this, that is called sadrishyam.
Similar or uniformly available, spread everywhere is called sadrishya, and samanam is equal. Right? So, but that which appears and not appears. It appears, but it does not appear also, and which is the cause for everything. She is defined as this Mahamaya. There cannot be another item that you can bring in this picture with this quality.
There's only one
which
which is
has to
Mahamaya.
be uniform, which has to be similar and samanam, equal, which can appear and not appear, and also is the cause for everything to appear. That is the definition of Mahamaya. So that Maya's prabhava or power will be seen throughout this universe. So I'm just making you understand what Mahamaya. We are just constantly talking that word, right?
You need to understand. Mahamaya is the main player.
She is the main player, right?
You understand very well what Mahamaya is.
Sadrishyana, when you see,
Similarity.
Similarity.
Adhe same adu madri.
The Mahamaya, Maya in one will be the same as the other Maya in another.
If you see one aspect of Mahamaya in one, you can see the same aspect in many everything.
And it's an equal quantity.
Equal, yeah, everything,
Equal.
yeah, equal. And if you don't, and she can exist and not exist. And the one who is the cause for all that we see, the creation, all that we are able to perceive, the creation is because of that power. So that power is called Mahamaya.
Okay. Then next.
And this is the power. Mahamaya is the power which is cause for existence and also keeping us happy also.
Happy.
All the jiva or humans, they call in Vedantic texts jiva. So to keep this jiva happy is again Mahamaya's power. That's what it keeps.
It's very surprising. Like, see, we all know that the Sachidananda Atma Swarupam, and that Atma Swarupam is coming out with all the avidya, right? Due to Mahamaya.
That's why she is
And
also
in
called
that-
Avidya. Another name is Avidya.
She's the Vidya and the
also
Avidya. And we are also happy with that avidya. That is the Mahamaya's prabhava.
Yeah.
We are not saying, oh, this is avidya, how can I be happy? No, we are very happy. We want to be in this avidya, right?
Because
That is her prabhava. How she can make us, remain happy in this avidya.
and also thinking that this avidya is the main thing, which is more important for
More
us
important than
the
anything
vidya.
else.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's move on to the verse number 12 and 30. 12 and 43, you have one common word. Verse 12, it has Mamatva Krishna Chetanaha. And in 43, you will have Mamatva Manasaha.
Krishna Manasaha. One is Chetana. and
Mamatva Krishna Chetanaha and
Manasa.
Mamatva Krishna
Manasa.
Manasaha. Manasau, right?
Manasa. Manasa.
Yeah. Both are similar, but I want you to understand what is the Mamatvam. Mamatvam, and that Vaishya in the end, he will say, take the Mamatvam away from me. He will ask Devi. So that Mamatva Krishna, Mamatva Akrishta Chetanaha or Manasaha. Chetanaha means Chitta.
Chitta.
Manasaha is Manas.
Manas.
Both are same.
Same.
So Mamatva Akrishta. So what is that Mamatvam that we should,
Remove.
everybody, we
Has
are
to
all
remove.
having, right? This is mine. This is my wife. This is my house. This is my children.
This is my wealth. This is this.
Not only just saying that, taking pride in saying that,
Yeah.
and all of our antakarana. What is antakarana? The four things: mana,
Manas,
buddhi, chitta, ahankara. All the four are submerged in this pride constantly. This is my bag. This is my phone. Where is my laptop? My, right? So this is constantly all our antakarana, mano, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. All of it is just submerged in this pride of my, right? This mamatva akrishta chetanaha. So she is the one who attracts, who puts us bound with this pride.
Like the first chapter talks all the phases about the Mahabharata, right? And the entire story is also about like Savatni, Manu, and the way it ends also, it's like praising the Manu, right? Why the importance is not there for like the Vaishya who asked for moksha, which is
Vaishya is Samadhi, is a very quiet person. Raja is the Utkrishta, very full of Rajogunam, right? He is very active, very full of the king's, he has lived with power, so much of power and valor all these years. So he doesn't
It's
keep
not that
quiet.
he is not given importance.
Vaishya also talks.
Both
lots
are
of-
important. That's why my view I gave, right? That is why the Mahabhaga, because the Rishi is only the one who is narrating, because they know about this person is going to be the Manvantara Adhipati. So it is not, he becomes the main person. So it doesn't mean that there are other characters are not important. It's there. Everybody is important in this story. Even a small character is important. When you cook, right? When you do like avial, there are 10 vegetables. You cannot say which way, all vegetables, but there may be one lead thing which is important. So right, so you can.
Actually, probably
So that lead thing you have to say. You cannot say because
the question was probably incorrect. Like the way we ended, we say it is like, sovereignness, that Manu let the Manu, the way he did, right? But we don't say that also the people attain whatever they seek for, like the moksha.
No, but I thought the Vaishya disappears, right?
Yeah,
The Vaishya disappears.
So
He asked about that.
he got the he already got that.
Okay.
Yeah. So in fact, the Ajaya Kam, that Logita, in fact, that word which is been we explained right from the Mahanarayana Upanishad. In the second line, it says two types of jivas. One type of jiva is like they enjoy this prakriti or they enjoy bhoga, they enjoy, and then they
bind themselves, cling on that.
and they cling on to it, and they don't want to leave that enjoyment. Again, next birth also, I want to become king. Again, I want to be the king, because they cannot leave this enjoyment. Whatever they are enjoying, then there are another type, which what they will say is, they will go back and they will, after having enjoyed all this, they have already enjoyed, now they are contented. They say, okay, I have enjoyed everything, I just want moksha.
They abandon the prakriti.
They abandon the prakriti because they enjoy the prakriti, but they are okay. It's not like they are done with it. They are happy that they have already enjoyed, and they, on their own volition, on their own will, they want to just leave it, not just being attached. That is so that is why this that shloka which we said right from the Mahanarayana Upanishad, that also in a very short one verse from the Veda, it gives the main context of this Devi Mahatmyam text, because at the end the Vaishya is one person who goes, he says, I have enjoyed the bhoga, give me the moksha. The other person says, I have enjoyed the bhoga, but I am so attached to the bhoga, I like all the bhoga, so much enjoyment, give me more and more bhoga only.
Okay.
Raja is young. That person is children are old and all.
No, that doesn't matter.
No,
even young people can get into
it's not
Samadhi
young
state.
or old.
It's not because of the age.
Yeah. Even a 100-year-old may not get jnanam, but a 20-year-old can get jnanam. So age doesn't matter. Like Adi Shankara, when he was 7 years old, he got the jnanam, right? I'm just saying, the age is not the vision.
So basically,
and also this,
the 12th verse says, Mamatva Krishna Chetanaha, because of this pride that the king had, he kept on, he was just continuously being pulled into that. He was drowning in his Antakarna, was getting drowned into this Mamatva. That is why he kept on feeling sad about his kingdom and everything. That is what the 12th verse says.
He became the slave of
all his Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa,
all that. He became the slave
Indriyas,
for all that.
He became his Antakarna.
Nama Rupa gets
become his Antakarna became slave for his for all this Nama Rupa and Shabda, Sparsha and all the Indriyas.
Like which is all that the Prakriti, right?
Yeah.
So let us go a little, flip a few pages. Next important word will be Yoga Nidra from verse 54. Mahamaya Prabhavena Samsara Sthitikarina Tannatra Vismaya Karyo Yoga Nidra Jagatpatehe.
So another important concept which is here, new concept, right? Yoga Nidra.
Yoga Nidra. So basically, here let us understand what this Yoga Nidra means. You are saying Vishnu was in Yoga Nidra. What is the property of this Yoga Nidra? The Yoga Nidra is full of tamoguna. Okay, only tamas. At that time,
kevalena hi. Only
tamasa kevalena hi, you will read that in later in the Rahasya Traya.
Only tamas, no, nothing else.
When Vishnu was sleeping at the Pralaya, Manvantara, at the end of that
One
Manvantara, he goes into the Nidra called Yoga Nidra, where
because it's only water everywhere, and because the Adiseshan from the water is holding Mahavishnu. Because otherwise somebody has to, water cannot hold, right? So the Adiseshan is holding. That's the only thing. Nothing else. Everything is dark, no activity, nothing is happening.
So now this Nidra becomes Yoga Nidra. When does we all have Nidra, but when does it become Yoga Nidra?
So again, important point about Nidra. Nidra means sleep. I just want for everybody, you feel in Sanskrit, right? Word Nidra means sleep, and gods don't have sleep. So only humans we sleep, but for gods, it's only one stage only. They don't have this sleep state at all. So they are always awake, conscious. And how come then Vishnu, you cannot see Vishnu with Nidra? Vishnu is a god. Can a god be in Nidra? They cannot be in Nidra. That is why this Yoga Nidra is explained.
So now this Yoga Nidra becomes
When
Yoga Nidra, when Chitta Vritti, that is our thoughts on external objects, right, on the universe, on the Prapancha, when that is trained to forget the Prapancha,
the outside, whatever
the
we
outside
see,
activities, and it is made to look inward into our
own Atma. So
into
our
our own
eyes, when it sees
contemplation.
outside, it doesn't see. That eyes are, normally our eyes are trained to see outside object, to hear outside. Now we train all our Indriya not to get any other external sound, not to look at anything. I am open, my eyes are open, but I don't see anything. I see only my Antaratma. So that is called.
You are contemplating on your own Atma. So when Mahavishnu gets this Yoga Nidra, that means he is completely not affected by anything that is happening around him.
Everything is cut off.
He is cut off, and he is looking inward, and he is only contemplating on his own Swaya, Atma, or the self, with the Rajoguna, with his own Guna. That Guna alone, he is looking at it. That is why Brahma is shouting and screaming. He is not waking up. Right? Because he is in the Yoga Nidra. When you have that kind of a Nidra, that is when it is called Yoga Nidra. We all have Sadharana Nidra, very ordinary Nidra. But Mahavishnu gets into Yoga Nidra at the end of the Pralaya Kala. Okay. So that is, what is the guna for Yoga Nidra? Tamo guna, tamasa. Okay. Now,
So at the end of every yuga, Pralaya comes. Right?
Yeah.
That's how.
Yeah.
And every Pralaya, Mahavishnu goes into Yoga Nidra.
Yugaku Pralayam varadu. Manvantarattukku dhaan.
So in Manvantaram there is a Pralayam, right? And Mahavishnu is in Yoga Nidra. So when Madhukaitava comes out, that's when Brahma is like going to Devi and be like, save us.
Amma.
Yes.
So that happens.
Yeah. All these things get repeated every time.
It should be a cycle.
It's a cycle, but after so many years.
But how come Brahma doesn't get the Yoga Nidra? Why is Vishnu only getting Yoga Nidra?
No. Like what I meant was, Brahma was also in Yoga Nidra.
He was also in Yoga Nidra.
Both were in Yoga Nidra. They all are in Yoga
no
Nidra.
Activity
all the
was
devas,
happening.
Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, the Shiva, only 3 people. Because all others after Pralaya, they don't.
There's nobody
and even these 3 in their own gunas are there. So they are existing as a guna. As a potential, they exist. They are like not as, so like a seed, right? The seed has to exist for it to later on bring something forth. Otherwise, if that is gone, then it cannot continue. So we know that later on with the Sadashiva's Anugraha, right? The Panchakritya, this has to again start, right? So when they are all in Brahma is also in the Yoga Nidra. They don't sleep because they cannot sleep. Gods have no sleep. They are also in Yoga Nidra. But because of these 2 asuras coming from the ear of Mahavishnu and start fighting and tormenting this Brahma. You understand now? So when they torment, he's not in sleep. His yoga nidra, he cannot be in yoga nidra anymore. When somebody is hitting continuously, how can you meditate? It's fighting with you.
Okay, now, so you all understood the yoga nidra, difference between an ordinary nidra and yoga nidra. So here is where first Rishi says that Vishnu is in yoga nidra. That is the introduction he is bringing now. Now let's go to the next verse. Jnani namapi chetamsi Devi Bhagavati Hisa, 55th verse. Balada Krishya Mohaya Mahamaya Prayachati. So this is the first verse of the Sapta Shloki. There are 7 important verses of Devi Mahatmya which we say Sapta Shloki. This is the first verse of that 7. Okay, which this Jnani Namapi. Now let us understand a few words in this verse. Here Devi is addressed as Bhagavati. So Raghuji mentioned about this Bhaga, qualities of six qualities: Aishwaryam, Veeryam, Kirti, Lakshmi, Yashas, Jnanam, Vairagyam. Right? All these 6 qualities, anybody who has will be called Bhagavan or Bhagavati.
If they're male, it is Bhagavan. If they're female, it is Bhagavati.
Okay. So this Devi Mahamaya, right? Mahamaya is the main character here in the first chapter. She is the Bhagavati who has all these 6 attributes. Now Balad Akrishya Mohaya. So she, with force, she can pull even who? Even the Jnanis who have the Vishesha Jnana. They all have special knowledge, extra knowledge.
Whose Antakaranam is also going always inside. Even those people Mahamaya can pull them out of their thing and say outside, right?
So, in fact, Mahavishnu is in the hands of Mahamaya, right? So even he could not escape. But so now King and Vaishya are getting worried. This Mahamaya is so powerful. Even Mahavishnu is captured. Is there any way that we can get out of her, right? Now, next line, next verse itself, Rishi convinces the Raja and Vaishya. What is the next line? Taya visrajate vishvam trailokyam sacharat.
Vishwam
Trailokyam.
Taya visrajate vishwam jagadeta characharam.
Yeah. Seisha prasanna varada nrinam bhavati muktaye.
So now he is giving a like saving grace now.
He says, although the entire universe is bound by this Mahamaya, that Maya Shakti not only has the ability to bind, she also has the ability to release and by giving anugraha to mankind. What if I know how to tie the knot and I don't know how to release it? Right?
So she can tie and also
so now
untie.
The king and Vaishya are relieved. First worried that what is happening. This Mahamaya has so much power. How if we are all stuck bound by her? So, but then Rishi says the same Mahamaya has the ability to give anugraha to mankind to release them from this binding. So this is why you should the 5th activity, Srishti Sthiti Samhara Tirodhana Anugraha. She is the Anugraha Karinya. So she is capable of giving the anugraha also. So Nagesha Bhatta, in his commentary, he says, Moksham or Mukti, the release from this bondage, is not Durlabham for Manushya.
Normally we say Durlabham, but not Durlabham, no? Because we can get the grace of
we can get the grace of the same Mahamaya to release ourselves. Okay. So that's about Mahamaya. And then
for that we have to work hard. Like Nitya Karma Anushthanam, all of this.
Yeah. It can be achieved by Nitya Karma Anusthana, and with which she is pleased, and then she will be the one to release you also from the same bondage.
Anugraham,
she is the one when she creates the binding for you, and then she is the one who knows the solution also for that. Then 57 and 58, it's all explaining this Mahamaya. This says, 57 verse says, Sa Vidya Parama Muktehe Hetubhuta Sanatani samsara bandha hetuscha saiva sarveshwareshwari. She is sanatani. Sanatani means everlasting. That which has no, it cannot perish. Everlasting. That is why she is called Nitya. Muktehe hetu bhuta. That is, she is the reason for mukti. Muktehe hetu means a reason for who gives the support for mukti. That is, she is a reason for giving moksha. And Vidya, she is also the Sa Vidya. She is the Vidya, true knowledge. Okay. And she is the Ishwari, Sarva Ishwara Ishwari. She is the Ishwari for
All the
Lord
lords.
of all Ishwaras.
Just not for us, but even
Ishvara
for all the Brahma, Vishnu, all the lords,
All
she
the
is the
Ishwaras, she is the Lord.
Lord.
And she is also the reason for Samsara Bandha Hetu. One is Mukti Hetu and Samsara Bandha Hetu.
For both, she is responsible.
So she is also the reason for Samsara Bandha. She is also the reason for Bandhanam. So she is the Avidya and Vidya. Sa Vidya.
Vidya, Surupini,
Right, in Sahasra. So here itself, this line itself says, Sa Vidya, she is the true knowledge, but she is also Samsara Bandha Hetu. She is also the one who does the Bandhanam of Samsara. So she is the Avidya. Now, next verse is really important, the 59 and to 62. Now, with all
59
this,
to 62.
59 to 62.
So last class you mentioned some people without doing all the chapters, they chant this 55 to 7 or 8 slokas.
No. Out of the Sapta Shloki, Jnaninamapi is one sloka. Then you have Durge Smrita. Then you have
They all come in
Sarvamangala
different
Mangalye.
places.
They all come in different places.
Not all continuous.
But out of the 700, the rishis have picked 7 important verses from out of all the 700. So those are called Sapta Shloki. Not like one next, not immediately after Jnani Namam Chetan.
Not continuous.
Not continuous.
Yeah, please make note of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sapta Shloki, the first verse is here. We will tell you when the second verse comes somewhere else.
It comes in like 4th chapter or something.
Somewhere
It will come
it will
later.
come.
So the Sapta Shloki is taken out of
Devi Mahatmyam
Devi
only.
Mahatmyam.
All of them from Devi Mahatmyam only.
So now 59 to 62, what is happening here? Raja Uvacha. Now Raja is first opening his mouth. He is kind of totally overwhelmed, right? Now is the chance. He has to ask questions. He cannot be quiet. He says, Bhagavan Kahisa Devi Mahamayeti Yam Bhavan.
Mahamaya iti
Yam
You will
Bhavan.
tell Mahamaya, who is that?
Braviti, tell me, Katham Utpanna Sa means she, Karmas Yascha Kim Dvija. So let me break down the 3 questions he is asking in these 2 lines. Okay. One is Ka. Who is she? Ka means who. Who is she? Katham Utpanna. Katham Utpanna means how was she born? Utpatti. How was she born? And Kim Karma. That is, what is her work? What does she do?
Job.
What is her job? You are talking about this Mahamaya so much. Who is she? What is her origin? Where does she come from? And what is her job? What all she does? Now, these are important questions. See, we are all exposed to this Devi right from our childhood. Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati and everything. We just accept, right? Have we ever paused for a bit and asked, who is this Saraswati? Who is this Lakshmi? Where are they coming from? What are they? What do they do? Right? So this king is asking. That same question we should also have. Only if he understands the answer, he will be convinced. He doesn't accept. He is a king. He can't just accept what the Rishi says, right?
And it was a new term for him. Maybe he knew Lakshmi Saraswati, but not Mahamaya.
Mahamaya is some totally new, right? So he's saying, who is this? The same thing he's asking in the 61st verse. Yat Prabhava. So here, the 3 questions, right? Who is she? Ka. Katham Utpanna, what is her origin? And Kim Karma, who is she, is a question to know her Swarupa Jnanam. Who is she na? How does she look? What is her Swarupa? That is he wants to know the
Show a picture of her
show a
so that I
picture.
can know.
Swarupa Jnanam. Second question, how was she born, is a question to know her Utpatti Jnanam, origin, the knowledge about her origin. And what does she do is an inquiry to understand her Prabhavam, her impact on him.
What she can do
What
for
she
me.
can do for me.
What is her
her
capability?
impact? What is her impact going to be on me? So her Prabhava. One is asking for Swarupa Jnanam, then Utpatti Jnanam, and her Prabhava. That is exactly what he is asking in the 61st verse. Yat Prabhava Chasa Devi, Yat Swarupa, Yat Udbhava. The same thing he is putting in different words. Prabhava, Swarupa, and Udbhava. So Tatsarvam Shrotum Ichhami. Tatsarvam, all those
answers.
I want to hear. Shrotum Ichhami. Ichha hai mere ko. Like I want to hear. Tatto Brahma Vidam Vara. You Brahma Vida. Now here there's an important word called Brahma Vida. He is addressing
The Rishi
this
now.
Rishi Sumedhas as Brahma Vida. What does Brahma Vida mean? The one who is the most skilled in understanding the Parabrahma Tattvam. Okay, so Sumedhas Rishi is not an ordinary Rishi. He is one who has already obtained Brahma Jnanam. Okay, so that is why all this narration, Markandeya started, but another Rishi is the one who is going to narrate the story, right? In this whole Devi Mahatmya, Sumedhas. Sumedhas is introduced as Brahma Jnana Rishi. That means all this narration is like similar to a Upanishad Vakya. Whatever
Brahma.
he is going to say to the king and
It's a Vedic injunction or like a Veda. It's almost equal to Vedas.
Upanishad Saram. He is going to give what any Rishi, Brahma Rishi, Parabrahma Rishi are going to talk. Is all about the Parabrahma Tattvam or the entire Devi Mahatmyam. We understand that it is
the Saram of all the Vedas, which is the Upanishad.
And Upanishads. So that Brahma Vida Vara is a very important address.
Yes.
Why the king addresses this Rishi Sumedhas as a Brahma Vida. Now, verse 63 onwards from Rishi Ruvacha, right? Here, now he says, okay, listen, I'm going to tell you all the answers to your questions. What is her Swarupa? What is her origin? What is her Prabhava? Now he says, what is 64? Nityaiva sa Jaganmurtis Taya Sarvamidam Tatam. So Jaganmurtihi Nityaiva Nitya Eva Sa. She is Nitya. Always there. Permanent. Okay. She does not die or she does not perish and then comes back. She is ever there. Sa Nitya. And Jaganmurtihi Taya. Her body, her form is the entire universe. Jaganmurtihi.
You want to show the small icon picture? Whole picture.
The whole world is her
picture.
Murti.
That is the photo I give to show.
And Sarvam Idam Tatam. So all that has been created is all by her. That is, she has done the job of all that is created here. So in this verse, he tells all the three answers to that. And then verse 65, he says, Devanam Karya Siddhyartham. She appears to do the work of Devas. Karya Siddhi of Devas. So that means
whenever Devas are in trouble,
she comes and helps them. And then, so he goes on to say that. And then 69, he says, Tushtava Yoga Nidram. So Brahma, Drishtva Tavasaro Chograu, Prasuptam Cha Janardhanam, Tushtava Yoga Nidram. That Yoga Nidra is who Brahma praises. Tushtava means he is praising that Yoga Nidra. And so she is the Mahakali, who is the Adhidevata for this first chapter, who is full of Tamo Guna.
So she is Mahakali.
So
in the
Yoga
form of
Nidra is not different from Mahamaya, or who is not different from Mahakali.
Mahakali. So
That you have to understand. All three
Yoga
are the
Nidra
same.
is same, Mahamaya is same, and Mahakali is the same. And she is full of Tamoguna.
So next,
Mahamaya also Tamoguna.
yes. So Mahamaya is the Samashti Rupa of the
She has all
Triguna.
the.
Trigunatmika.
So
We'll see now.
Yeah.
He is
Now-
going to now tell
So-
about the Mahamaya in the Ratri Suktam. Now he is
He is
starting.
going to say who is that.
Vishveshwarim Jagadhatrim Sthiti Samharakarini. So he is starting with addressing her as Vishveshwari. Who is this Yoga Nidra? She is the Vishveshwari, that is one who is spread through the entire universe. And so by saying this, he says there is no difference between the Yoga Nidra and Mula Prakriti. Mula Prakriti is the one who was spread. Mahamaya or Mula Prakriti is the one who was spread uniformly everywhere. So she is none but the same Yoga Nidra. Because Yoga Nidra is the Devata who Brahma is addressing, right? So then Jagadhatri, who creates this, who creates and holds this universe.
Sustains the universe.
That means Yoga Nidra is capable of Srishti, Sthiti and Samhara. Creation, preservation and
Destruction. All
destruction.
she is doing.
Vishnor Atulam Tejasaha. Who is she? Vishnor Atulam Tejasaha means incomparable light of Vishnu. The Tejas of Vishnu.
Vishnu she has.
Which cannot be compared. There cannot be anybody else who can give that Tejas to Vishnu. So now Vishnu's Yoga Nidra, we are all thinking, hearing that again and again, right? Vishnu's Yoga Nidra actually means the Yoga Nidra is in the form of Vishnu.
Very important here.
Yeah.
So here
She is the one who has created.
yes. So there is no difference between Vishnu and Yoga Nidra. They are same.
Yeah.
You have to understand. So these are all very subtle, secret or inner meanings you have to understand, which is not available out. So you should not think you have a Vishnu is one
separate
person
and Yoga Nidra is
Nidra is
separate.
separate person. Both are the
This
same.
is Yoga Nidra in the form of Vishnu.
Vishnu.
Okay.
She has that yoga, that Mahamaya entered into this Mahavishnu. It means that Mahamaya is this same. Once that has entered, that Mahavishnu, outside you can see as a male form, but inside Mahamaya. That is or the Yoga Nidra, same.
So she actually took control of this form of Vishnu and put him to sleep. Yoga Nidra. Okay. Now let us look at the different words, how she is addressed. You need to understand what the Ratri Suktam says. How does the Rishi Brahma praises, right? How does Brahma praise her, like with all different words? Now Swaha, Tvam Swaha, you are Swaha, means the Devi who makes the Devatas happy. When we do the
Swaha
Havana,
for the
Devata, right?
Homa,
So
we say Swaha to make gods happy.
God's happy. Now Swadha Devi is the one who makes Pitras happy. Then Vashatkara is the word we were
Use
talking about it. They are used in the Homa, Yaga. Then Swaratmika, she is in the form of all letters. Swara. Then Sudha, she is the Amrita.
And also the Swaram in the Vedas, right? So like the Udatta, Manudatam, she is also that is also it
Data,
means here.
Anudata.
You know the Veda, if you see there is
you have
a
the
down,
intonation.
middle, up also. So that is why she is
That
called
is also
Swara.
she.
That is why she is the Vedatmika. Swaratmika means Swara is also, Swara is peculiar to Vedas. So she is the form of Vedas. That is also you can say. Yeah.
And then she is the Sudha, that is, she is Amrita means she is the phala of true knowledge. When you get true knowledge, you get the Amrita, the fruit as Amrita. Then Aksharam, she is the Aksharam in Bhagavad Gita, it is said Aksharam Brahma Param. So Parabrahmam is Aksharam. So when you say
it's not different.
Tvamakshare,
so
Sudha
she is
Tvam
the
Akshare.
Brahman.
She is the Parabrahmam. So then Then it says Tridha. Nitya is again Nitya, everlasting. Then Tridha Matratmika. Now Tridha Matratmika, you can say in three ways. Tridha means three, right? It can be either Tridha, Tridhama, okay, Tridha, Tridhama, or Tratmika. Wait, I'll tell you what the meaning is. Tridha means three places. She resides in three places, like three worlds in Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra. So, three places. Tridhama means refers to the shining in the three worlds. Bhumi,
Dhama is a for place, actually, words.
shining, like one who shines in three worlds is called Tridhama. That is Bhumi, Swarga, and Patala. Or in Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, and Karana Sharira. She is the one who is shining. Okay, Tridhama. Or as Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti. Next, Tratmika. Tridha, Tridhama, or Tratmika. Trata means one who protects.
Tridhama, Tratmika.
So this says one who protects in the form of protector. Who is protector? Vishnu. Right? She is in the form of Vishnu. It also means she could be Tratmika in the form of Brahmi, Maheshwari, and Vaishnavi.
Brahmi is the Shakti of Brahma,
Brahma,
Maheshwari
Rudra,
Shakti of
Vishnu.
Rudra, and Vaishnavi is the Shakti of Vishnu.
So then these things are all the following words are all like plain, straightforward things. And then the 77th verse, Mahavidya, Mahamaya, Mahamedha, Mahasmritihi. So here Mahavidya, let us understand that knowledge which has the Lakshana of Mahavakya.
Which is Agam Brahmasmi, Prajnanam Brahma. They are
That
called
is in the Mahavakyam in Veda.
Vedanta.
So that Vidya, that knowledge, knowledge which has the Lakshana of this Mahavakya, Aham Brahmasmi. That is why Sri Vidya is called Mahavidya. Because that Sri Vidya knowledge gives you teaches you the concept of
Maham Brahmasmi, Prajnana Brahma,
Mahavakyam.
Tattvamasi, Mahavakyam. Ayam Atma Brahma. They are called the four Mahavakyas.
So that Vidya which has the Lakshana of Mahavakyas, then Mahamaya, we already looked into it. That is, she pervades through the entire universe and is also capable of making one matter create another.
You take two elements, you can create third element. So like that also she
is very highly capable. Right? She not only pervades, she is also capable of making one matter create another. Right? And so we all talked about the avidya also. While creating, she also keeps them happy. She makes them feel happy. So then Mahamedha is that which can understand the knowledge in entirety, like in total
knowledge.
Understanding of any
All
particular knowledge is called, one who can have that knowledge is called Mahamedha. Mahasmritihi, Smritihi is the Vedas,
all the Vedas.
who is in the form of all Vedas. Then Mahamoha, she can hold the moha, that is desires or raga. She has the control of, she can create that raga or desires. And then comes Mahadevi. Mahadevi is the lord of all the devas. That
The
is
like the Indra, Agni, all of this.
Not
Shakti.
only Lord, she is the Shakti, energy of all devas. That is why she is called Mahadevi.
Like the sun cannot give all the energy without her energy. Sun is dependent on Devi's energy.
And these are the devatas who are the Lokapalakas. They take care of us. Right? But their energy itself is derived from her. Now, Mahasuri, last week I think we had a discussion about this Mahasuri. There are two variations here. One can be interpreted as Mahasuri. Suri is the Sura is the Deva. But some commentators have also interpreted it as Maha Asuri.
also. That is also correct.
That is, the Mahat Shakti that Asuras have is also her.
Even the Shakti of Asuras, she is the Shakti.
Even, right? So big Asuras like Mahishasura or Hiranyakashipu or Hiranyaksha,
They got the
their
power from Mahamaya.
Mahat Shakti
From
is
this
also
Yoganidra.
from this same Mahamaya. So that is what it is. And then let's proceed to 78. Yeah, Prakritistvam cha sarvasya gunatraya vibhavini. Gunatraya vibhavini, the one who beholds all the three gunas.
Which are
Sattva, Raja,
Rajas,
and
Tamo.
Tama. Tamo guna. Sattva guna is responsible for knowledge and happiness. Rajo guna for raga and desire, leading to unhappiness.
That is Rajoguna.
And Tamo guna for forgetfulness and moham or delusion. Okay. Now comes the most next one is 79. Kalaratrir Maharatrir Moharatrischa Daruna. So she is
Kala means
Kalaratri.
time, right? One summer. Kala, Yama is also called Kala because the time, right? Because he gives the end time, right? Somebody born 2015. So the end time is given, right? So that end time is the Kala.
So Kalaratri is, so now you are going to look at three types of Pralayam. Not one type of Pralayam, okay? We
have three types of
we have
Pralaya.
three types of Pralaya.
Pralaya means the final
end
of
dissolution
of this world.
So Kalaratri is the Kalpanta Pralayam.
After each
Kalpa
kalpa.
Anta, every Kalpa, I told you, right? 4.2 billion years. So Kalpa Anta Pralayam is Kalaratri. Maharatri is the Brahma Pralayam. When Brahma merges, Pralayam, Layam means to merge back, right? So when Brahma merges back, is called Brahma Pralayam, that is Maharatri. Moharatri is the Maha Pralayam. The end. Yeah, the end. Okay.
No more next episode. The episode's all end.
Everything into the black hole becoming the Paramashiva.
Yeah, absolute.
Absolute.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Kalaratri,
No,
Maharatri, Moharatrischa Daruna. Yoga Nidra now is the Samashti Rupa of all the three Pralayas.
So
These three Pralayas together is the Yoga Nidra.
So this Brahma who is praising that Yoga Nidra or Mahamaya is at the end of all the Pralayas.
Okay. So now let's quickly go to verse 79. Where we have Tvam Shri, Twamishwari, Tvam Hris, Tvam Buddhir, Bodha Lakshana, Lajja, Pushtis, Tatha, Tushtis, Tvam, Shantihi, Shanti Revacha. Most of these words come in the Devi Suktam also. So I want you to understand the meanings. Shri means wealth.
You are the wealth.
You are the wealth. Hri is the, actually one meaning is Lajja. But we have another word Lajja here. So here Hri should mean Bhuvaneshwari Bijam. That is the dream is the Bhuvaneshwari Bijakshara. Now Lajja means to shy, or that means to stay away from tasks that should not be done. That is how Bhaskara Raya is interpreted.
So if there is something which we should not do, staying away, the Lajja is the one which keeps us stay away from that. Otherwise, we will continue to do all bad things. That shyness is the one which is preventing us from not doing bad things. Because we are shy of
Sarva Bhuteshu Lajja Rupena Samsita. That Rupa, that trait that makes you stay away from doing the not to be done task is her.
You get ashamed, right? By doing wrong things. So that getting that feeling of being ashamed, that is Lajja.
And that is where she also resides. So Shanti, to control one's indriyas or senses from materialistic objects. Control them. We are all thinking that we will be peaceful only if we get materials, right? Only when I get my TV, I'll be happy. Only when I get a good phone, Latest
happy.
phone, I'll be happy. We are all thinking that, but that does not give you shanti. That does not give you peace.
Contentment, peace.
So to control one's indriyas or senses from these objects, it gives you shanti, and that is She. Kshanti. Kshanti means to be patient. That is the literary meaning. That also means, that has been interpreted as to forgive others' mistakes.
Normally, we don't forgive others' mistakes, so we have to forgive
So,
others'
to
mistakes.
forgive others' mistakes is what is called Shanti. And Buddhi. Buddhi is that one, that which has the Bodha Lakshanam. Bodha means to assert, this is it. Something in us tells, this is it, this is cup,
Yeah,
this is paper,
with
this is phone. We something tells us, right?
like I
that
want to
Buddhi.
drink water, so I start drinking because I have that. Really, I want to do this. You do that, right? That buddhi,
That is the Buddhi, that which has the Bodha Lakshanam.
assertiveness.
And then Pushti is growth. Pushtiya irkan solluvom Tamil.
Pushti, yeah.
So
Growth.
we say growth. Tushti is happiness or joy. Okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, tushtistam shantihi kshantirevacha.
Revacha.
So these are the
Traits.
Then verse, now comes a very important interpretation. Now, Madhu and Kaitabha, do they have any ayudha to fight? So there is one word which says
How they fight.
how they fight. Aha.
Bahu praharano vibhu.
Bahu praharano vibhuhu.
They are restless, basically. No instrument.
No ayudha.
Ayudha. They just wrestle with their own hands. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Panchavarsha Sahasrani Bahu Praharano Vibhuhu. Verse 94. So they are wrestling for 5,000 years with Vishnu, right? So it is basically a Bahu Mushti Yuddha. So that means their opponent also cannot fight with any ayudha,
That's the rule.
right? When that they both have to fight with the Bahu Mushti. Now it is said that Mahakali, to do the Bahu Yuddham with Madhu and Kaitabha, Mahakali manifests as a Purusha, as a Vishnu. As a female, she cannot fight.
Because we have to.
We have to be
She
equal.
can fight with a female with some other ayudas. So she can have a bow and arrow and then strike. But she cannot do like a wrestling because it is touching them, right? They cannot do like actual wrestling. Wrestling can be done between a man and a woman. You cannot do other.
So now who you will say? Mahavishnu killed the Asura or Mahakali killed the Asura? Mahakali in the form of Vishnu killed the Madhu and Kaitabha. So that's
Charitras, she fights with them.
yeah.
Because she has other.
So I'll come to
ayudas,
that.
yeah.
There is a verse called, I'll tell you the verse quickly. Ekeva Shaktihi Parameshwarasya. Parameshwaras, that one Shakti, Bhinna Chaturdha Viniyoga Kamale. Okay, at the time when it wants to Viniyoga means to manufacture,
for usage,
for
at the
distribution, for
time of
usage. This one Shakti of Parameshwara divides as 4 different types. Okay, Bhoge Bhavani, for pleasure and enjoyment, that Shakti becomes Parvati.
Bhavani.
Purush or Bhavani. Okay, Purusheshu Vishnu. When that Shakti wants to take the male form, she becomes Vishnu. Kopeshu Kali, when she wants to show her anger, she becomes Kali, that Shakti. And Samareshu Durga. Samareshu means for war. For battlefield, she becomes Durga. So there are 4 forms of the same one Shakti of Parameshwara who takes different forms of Bhavani, Vishnu, Kali and Durga for different reasons, right? So that means they are not different from each other.
Yes.
So Kali and Vishnu are not different from each other. They are not different from Durga, nor they are different from Bhavani. So this one Shakti is doing everything. So this means, this also asserts the statement that Mahakali took the form of Vishnu to do this Bahu Mushti
Bahu.
with the
Wrestling.
wrestling. So now we can actually go through this thing.
Yeah.
So there is one.
We can,
It was very close,
Yeah,
about
no,
10 minutes.
Yeah, we can. Then we just do the first
Yeah,
chapter.
you recite the first chapter.
But we can finish this. So only one thing which we have not explained, right? Yeah,
I think we'll do it in the next one. I think we'll do
next
the
class.
second
Yeah.
chapter.
Next class. Yeah. Okay.
Next class we will explain.
Before beginning the next class, we'll
What
explain.
we have not explained is why do we say Vagbhava Bijam is for this first chapter.
That is the main thing, right?
Vagbhava Bijam is the
Immediately you should-
Saraswati Bijam.
So
But
outcome-
Mahakali is the Devata here. Those two are not matching.
matching.
So we will explain that. You think you also, this is a homework from them. So you think come with a good reason. But next class, before starting the second chapter, we will explain, and then we will say what bija should be for the Madhyama Charitra, the next chapter. Now we have 10 more minutes. You can all recite from the beginning of first chapter.
Slow chanting. very
Slow chanting, please, very slow, full. And sorry, one thing, if you have any problem in any word, don't stop the chanting, note it, then we will discuss. You can ask me offline. Okay? Yeah.
Namaschandikayai Om Aim Markandeya Uvacha Savarnisurya Ganayo Yomanukatyateshtamah Nishamaya Kadutpattim Vistarat Dadato Mama Mahamayānubhāvēna yatha manvantaradhipaha sababhuva mahabhagas savarnistanayorave swarojishentare purvam chaitravanša samudbhavaha Suratho nama raja bhut samaste kshiti mandale tasya palayatas samyak prajah putrani vaurasan babhuvishatravo bhupa kola vidvamsinastada tasya taira bhavadyuddhamati prabaladanvinaha न्यूनैरपि सतैर्युद्धे कोला विध्वंसि विर्जितः ततः स्वपुरमायातो निजदेशाधिपो भवत् आक्रान्तः स महाभागस्तैस्तदा प्रबलादिभिः अमात्यैर्बलिभिर्दुष्टैर्दुर्बलस्य दुरात्मभिः कोशो बलं चापहृतं तत्रापि स्वपुरे ततः ततो मृगया व्याजेन हृतः स्वाम्यः स भूपतिः एकाकी हयमारुह्य जगाम गहनं वनं ततत्राश्रममद्राक्षी द्विजवर्यस्य मेधसः प्रशान्तस्वापदाकीर्णं मुनिशिष्योपशोभितम् तस्थौ कञ्चित् सकालं च मुनिना तेन सत्कृतः इतश्चेतश्च विचरंस्तस्मिन् मुनिवराश्रमे सोचिन्तयत्तदा तत्र ममत्वाकृष्टचेतनः मत्पूर्वैः पालितं पूर्वं मया हीनं पुरं हि तत् मद्भृत्यैस्तैरसद्वृत्तैर्धर्मतः पाल्यते न वा न जाने स प्रधानो मे शूरहस्ती सदा मदः मम वैरिवशं यातः कान्भोग योगानुपलप्स्यते ये ममानुगता नित्यं प्रसादधनभोजनैः अनुवृत्तिं ध्रुवं तेऽद्य कुर्वन्त्यन्यमहीभृताम् असम्यग्व्ययशीलैस्तैर्कुर्वद्भिः सततं व्ययम् सञ्चितः सोऽति दुःखेन क्षयं कोशो गमिष्यति एकश्चान्यश्च सततं चिन्तयामास पार्थिवः तत्र विप्राश्रमाभ्यासे वैश्यमेकं ददर्श सः सपृष्टस्तेन कस्त्वं भो हेतुश्चागमनेत्रकः सशोकैव कस्मात् त्वं दुर्मना इव लक्ष्यसे इत्याकर्ण्यवचस्तस्य भूपते प्रणयोदितम् प्रत्युवाच सतं वैश्यः प्रश्रयामनतो नृपम् वैश्य उवाच समाधिर्नाम वैश्योऽहमुत्पन्नो धनिनां कुले पुत्रदारैर्निरस्तश्च धनलोभादसाधुभिः विहीनश्च धनैर्दारैः पुत्रैरादाय मे धनम् वनमभ्यागतो दुःखी निरस्तश्चाप्तबन्धुभिः सोऽहं न वेद्मि पुत्राणां कुशलात्मिकाम् प्रवृत्तिं स्वजनानां च दाराणां चात्र संस्थितः किं नु तेषां गृहे क्षेममक्षेमं किं नु साम्प्रतम् कथं ते किं नु सद्वृत्ता दुर्वृत्ता किं नु मे सुताः राजोवाच यैर्निरस्तो भवान् लुब्धैः पुत्रदारादिभिर्धनैः तेषु किं भवतः स्नेहमनुबध्नाति मानसम् वैश्य उवाच एवमेतद्यथा प्राह भवानस्मद्गतं वचः किं करोमि न बध्नाति मम निष्ठुरतां मनः यैः सन्त्यज्य पितृस्नेहं धनलुब्धैर्निराकृतः पतिस्वजनहार्दं च हार्दिकेष्वेव मे मनः किमेतन्नाभिजानामि जानन्नपि महामते यत्प्रेम प्रवणं चित्तं विगुणेष्वपि बन्धुषु तेषां कृते मे निःश्वासो दौर्मनस्यं च जायते करोमि किं यन्न मनस्तेष्वप्रीतिषु निष्ठुरम् मार्कण्डेय उवाच ततस्तौ सहितौ विप्रतं मुनिं समुपस्थितौ समाधिर्नाम वैश्योऽसौ स च पार्थिव सत्तमः कृत्वा कुतौ यथा न्यायं यथार्हं तेन संविदम् उपविष्टौ तथा काश्चिच्चक्रतुर्वैश्यपार्थिवौ राजोवाच भगवन् स्वामहं प्रष्टुमिच्छाम्येकं वदस्व तत् दुःखाय यन्मे मनसः स्वचित्ताय ततां विना मम त्वं गतराज्यस्य राज्याङ्गेष्वखिलेष्वपि जानतोऽपि यथाज्ञस्य किमेतन्मुनिसत्तम अयं च निकृतः पुत्रैर्दारैर्भृत्यैः सतोज्झितः स्वजनेन च सन्त्यक्तस्त्रेषु आर्दीतथाप्यति एवमेष तथाहं च त्वावप्यत्यन्तदुःखितौ दृष्टदोषेऽपि विषये मम त्वाकृष्टमानसौ तत्किमेतन्महाभागयन्मोहो ज्ञानिनोरपि ममास्य च भवत्येषा विवेकान्धस्य मूढता। ऋषिरुवाच ज्ञानमस्ति समस्तस्य जन्तोर्विषयगोचरे विषयश्च महाभागयाति चैवं पृथक् पृथक्। दिवान्दाः प्राणिनः केचित् रात्राबन्धास्तथा परे केचित् दिवा तथा रात्रौ प्राणिनस्तुल्यदृष्टयः। ज्ञानिनो मनुजाः सत्यं किन्तु तेन हि केवलम्। यतो हि ज्ञानिनः सर्वे पशुपक्षिमृगादयः ज्ञानं च तन्मनुष्याणां यत्तेषां मृगपक्षिणां मनुष्याणां च यत्तेषां तुल्यमन्यत्वभयोः। ज्ञानेऽपि सति पश्यैतान् पतङ्गाच्छावचञ्चुषु खनमोक्षादृतान् मोहात् पीड्यमानानविक्षुधा। मानुषा मनुजव्याघ्रसाभिलाषा सुखान् प्रति लोभात् प्रत्युपकाराय नन्देतान् किं न पश्यसि। तथापि ममता वर्ते मोहगर्ते निपातिताः महामाया प्रभावेन संसारस्थितिकारिणा। तन्नात्र विस्मयः कार्यो योगनिद्रा जगत्पतेः। महामाया हरेश्चैषा तया सम्मोह्यते जगत्। ज्ञानिनामपि चेतांसि देवी भगवती हि सा। बलादाकृष्य मोहाय महामाया प्रयच्छति। तया विसृज्यते विश्वं जगदेतच्चराचरम्। सैषा प्रसन्ना वरदा नृणां भवति मुक्तये। सा विद्या परमा मुक्तेर्हेतुभूता सनातनी। संसारबन्धहेतुश्च सैव सर्वेश्वरेश्वरी। राजोवाच भगवन्ता हि सा देवी महामायेति यां भवान् ब्रवीति कथमुत्पन्ना सा कर्मास्याश्च किं द्विज। यत्प्रभावा च सा देवी यत्स्वरूपा यदुद्भवा तत्सर्वं श्रोतुमिच्छामि त्वत्तो ब्रह्मविदाम्बर। ऋषिरुवाच नित्यैव सा जगन्मूर्तिस्तया सर्वमिदं ततम्। तथापि तत्समुत्पत्तिर्बहुधा श्रूयतां मम। देवानां कार्यसिद्ध्यर्थमाविर्भवति सा यदा। उत्पन्नेति तदा लोके सा नित्याव्यभिधीयते। योगनिद्रां यदा विष्णुर्जगत्येकार्णवीकृते। आस्तीर्यशेषमभजत् कल्पान्ते भगवान् प्रभुः। तदा द्वावसुरौ घोरौ विख्यातौ मधुकैटभौ। विष्णुकर्णमलोद्भूतौ हन्तुं ब्रह्माणमुद्यतौ। सनाभिकमले विष्णो स्थितो ब्रह्मा प्रजापतिः। दृष्ट्वा तावसुरौ चोग्रौ प्रसुप्तं च जनार्दनम्। तुष्टावयोगनिद्रां तामेकाग्रहृदयस्थितः। विबोधनार्थाय हरेर्हरिनेत्रकृतालयाम्। विश्वेश्वरीं जगद्धात्रीं स्थितिसंहारकारिणीम्। निद्रां भगवतीं विष्णोररुलां तेजसः प्रभुः। ब्रह्मोवाच त्वं स्वाहा त्वं स्वधा त्वं जीवषट्कारः स्वरात्मिका। सुधा त्वमक्षरे नित्ये त्रिधा मात्रात्मिका स्थिता अर्धमात्रा स्थिता नित्या यानुच्चार्या विशेषतः त्वमेव सन्ध्या सावित्री त्वं देवी जननी परा त्वयैतद्धार्यते विश्वं त्वयैतत्सृज्यते जगत् त्वयैतत्पाल्यते देवी त्वमस्यन्ते च सर्वदा विसृष्टौ सृष्टिरूपा त्वं स्थितिरूपा च पालने तथा संहृतिरूपान्ते जगतोऽस्य जगन्मये महाविद्या महामाया महामेधा महास्मृतिः महामोहा च भवति महादेवी महासुरी प्रकृतिस्त्वं च सर्वस्य गुणत्रयविभागिनी कालरात्रिर्महारात्रिर्मोहरात्रिश्च दारुणा त्वं श्री स्वमीश्वरी त्वं ह्रीस्त्वं बुद्धिर्बोधलक्षणा लज्जा पुष्टिस्तथा तुष्टिस्त्वं शान्तिः शान्तिरेव च खड्गिनी शूलिनी घोरा गदिनी चक्रिणी तथा शङ्खिनी चापिनी बाणभुषुण्डी परिघायुधा सौम्या सौम्यतरा शेष सौम्येभ्यस्त्वति सुन्दरी परापराणां परमा त्वमेव परमेश्वरी यच्च किञ्चित् क्वचित् वस्तु सरसत्त्वाखिलात्मिके तस्य सर्वस्य या शक्तिः सा त्वं किं स्तूयसे तदा यया त्वया जगत्स्रष्टा जगत्पात्यत्ति यो जगत् सोऽपि निद्रावशं नीतः कस्त्वां स्तोतुमिहेश्वरः विष्णुः शरीरग्रहणमहमीशान एव च कारितास्ते यतो तस्त्वां कस्तोतुं शक्तिमान् भवेत् सा त्वमित्थं प्रभावैश्वैरुदारैर्देवि संस्तुता मोहयैतौ दुराधर्षा वसुरौ मधुकैटभौ प्रबोधं च जगत्स्वामी हीयतामच्युतो लघु बोधश्च क्रियतामस्य हन्तुमेतौ महासुरौ ऋषिरुवाच एवं स्तुता तदा देवी तामसी तत्र वेधसा विष्णो प्रबोधनार्थाय विहन्तुं मधुकैटभौ नेत्रास्य नासिका बाहुहृदयेभ्यस्ततो रसः निर्गम्य दर्शने तस्थौ ब्रह्मणो व्यक्तजन्मनः उत्तस्थौ च जगन्नाथस्तया मुक्तो जनार्दनः एकार्णवे हि शयना ततः सदृशे चकौ मधुकैटभौ दुरात्मानावतिवीर्यपराक्रमौ क्रोधरक्ते क्षणावत्तुं ब्रह्माणं जनितोद्यमौ समुत्थाय ततस्ताभ्यां युयुधे भगवान् हरिः पञ्चवर्षसहस्राणि बाहुप्रहरणो विभुः तावप्यतिबलोन्मत्तौ महामाया विमोहितौ उक्तवन्तौ परोस्मत्तो प्रियतामिति केशवम् श्रीभगवानुवाच भवेतामद्य मे तुष्टौ मम वध्यावुभावपि किमन्येन वरेणात्र एतावद्धिकृतं मम ऋषिरुवाच वञ्चिताभ्यामिति तदा सर्वमापोमयं जगत् विलोक्यताभ्याम् गदितो भगवान् कमलेक्षणः आवां जहिनयत्रोर्वी सलिलेन परिप्लुता ऋषिरुवाच तथेत्युक्त्वा भगवता शङ्खचक्रगदाभृता कृत्वा चक्रेण वैच्छिन्ने जघने शिरसि तयोः एवमेषा समुत्पन्ना ब्रह्मणा संस्तुता स्वयम् प्रभावमस्या देव्यास्तु भूयः शृणु वदामि ते ऐं ॐ.
So thank you. Very good. Excellent. Very nice chanting. So I hope the online viewers also were able to chant. So don't forget the homework for next week. E plus A is equal to Ya. So find a word from Devi Mahatmyam where you will find Ya replacing E and A. So any word ending with E or E and following with another word starting with A, when you combine these two words, that E and E or E plus A, they both will be removed and Ya will be placed. So you should find a word, one or more than one or many, I don't know how many are there. So try to find as many as possible from the Mahatmya. No, only
Anyway.
from so far whatever you have learnt. Okay, nothing from outside syllabus. Don't ask your Sanskrit teacher who is a friend and ask her to give you examples. You have to figure out from Devi Mahatmya. Okay, so next class we will do second chapter. We will also try to understand a little bit of the meanings from the introduction, what it is all about, and then we'll go from there. Okay, thank you. Namaste. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.